PMacMovies back on this rainy Saturday morning here in Western New York for a PMacMovies haul video. And holy cow, I have this has been one of the most difficult videos that I've ever done as far as figuring out what I already showed off last time and what I haven't shown off, and that realizing like kind of how much I've bought lately, which I feel like hasn't really been a ton, but then looking at it, it kind of has been. So there's a lot of stuff to show off. It's possible that I already have shown off some of this, and I'm gonna again show my Vinegar Syndrome haul real quick. I made a separate video on that. Seems like not a whole ton of, like a lot, it's not getting a ton of views. So I think I'll just show it off here at the end of this one, so people who didn't see that one can kind of see what I got here. But I have stacks and stacks here. It's hard to keep straight what I've already shown off and what I haven't. Stuff has kind of gotten mixed up as far as like where I got it from Walmart or Amazon or Target, or, you know, Goodwill, Big Lots. There's a lot of various stuff in here. As always, if you enjoy my videos, please take a look at the description section for ways that you can help out PMacMovies. It does really help out the channel, boost my self-esteem, and that's important for me to keep making these videos. I need to feel appreciated. Definitely leave me some feedback if you enjoy the videos. Let me know your thoughts on anything I snagged up. I do put, you know, time into making these videos. And if you could just take a minute or two and give me some feedback, it would make me feel appreciated. So, let's get to the shizzle. I don't know where to start. There's a lot. Maybe one of the best ways to start, I guess, would be with Walmart, because Walmart is having a reset that they do every few months, and within that reset there's, I mean, mostly normal stuff, a lot of DVDs and stuff, but within there are some Scream and Shout Factory movies, and I think most stores are getting the one section, but then there's another section too with like the prize jewel of this thing. But let's take a look at what I got and what you can probably find at your local Walmarts. As far as the slipcovers and stuff, that's kind of all over the place. Let me see if I can find those ones here. So like I said, I have stacks and stacks and stacks, and I don't know, maybe I kept those here on the floor. Here's some of them. Okay. I already had a few of them, or I didn't need them. When Harry Met Sally is one of the ones in there. I already have like the regular Blu-ray of that, and it's not one of my favorites. I don't really like that movie that much, so I didn't get that. There's Firestarter with Drew Barrymore, which is actually a pretty good movie. I already have the Universal one of that, so I don't really feel the need to get the Scream Factory Collector's Edition. Although I did see at a nearby store they had slipcovers. A lot of people, I think, are having trouble finding slipcovers for that one. So for the slipcover alone, might be worth it. Probably, it's like $13 or something like that, I think. That, you know, the prices are pretty good. There's Roadhouse, which again, it's one that I have the regular MGM or whatever version of it. And it's not a movie I really feel the need to upgrade. I probably will never watch that again. I don't really need the Shout Select. But I think it was only $10. That's a beer me. There's another one there with Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is there, which again, I have the normal, the regular release of it. And it's not really a movie I need the, the Shout edition for, but I think that was 10 or 13. Let's take a look at the ones I did get. Some people are finding this one with a slipcover. I have not yet, and if I do, I can just return this one. But for $10, I got Brewster's Millions here, this Shout Select one, which I may have this on a DVD set, like a Richard Pryor DVD set. I'm not sure if this movie is on it. I think it might be, but I'm sure the quality on this is much better, and it has some good special features. It even has the 1945 adaptation of the movie starring Dennis O'Keefe and Helen Walker in 1080p. So that's kind of a cool special feature there. Brewster's Millions. A fair amount of people are finding this with the slipcover. So it just, in my area, I haven't been able to. I'm hoping to be able to get this one with the slipcover, and then I can return the non-slippy-dippy copy. Now, this next one I wasn't going to get because, again, I already have the regular version of this. I don't even think the transfer of this is that great. And it was $15. It is a movie that I enjoy, and it is a John Carpenter. It is Big Trouble in Little China. I ended up getting this because it has the slipcover, and I think this one's pretty hit or miss if you find the slipcover on it too. It does seem like a fair amount of people are finding the slipcover. I'm leaving it still sealed for now. I'm not going to be watching the movie, and if I did want to watch the movie, I can watch my other copy. I believe it's the same transfer. It looks like this one does have quite a few special features. I mean, it's got 2 discs. So it's got a lot of special features, but let's be honest, PMac has so many movies and little time to watch them. Do I have time to watch special features? I don't know. The Slippy is decent. Mine is a little bit, it's got a fair amount of wear on the corners and stuff like that, so it's not like in mint condition. So this might end up getting returned. I don't know. $15. Not, pretty good deal, but not the best. They did have a couple copies of Gone with the Wind also for $5, so I snagged these. I don't know, I think it might still be selling for like 20 something. So I'll see if I can make a few bucks. There are a couple other ones I could not. This one, it seemed like they had more trouble stocking at some of the stores, but I did end up, after work yesterday, I found out that a store, in Batavia, 45 minutes from, probably about 45 minutes from work, had the one that I've been waiting for, which I'm going to show here at the end, the grand finale. And it had been, they didn't have any copies of it for, I've been checking every day for a while, like a week or whatever, a little while. And I really wanted that one. Very few stores are getting in this last one, but we'll talk more about that. So anyway, I was looking for this one too, and I couldn't find it, but they did have it at that Batavia store. So I got Someone to Watch Over Me, Shout Select, only $10, directed by Ridley Scott. Now, this is a movie that I do not own on Blu-ray or DVD. I think this is probably the only Blu-ray of it. So at $10 for the Shout Select, this is one that I really wanted to get. I don't really feel like I've seen a ton of Tom Berenger movies, honestly. I mean, Platoon, obviously, I think he's in, like, I'm sure I've seen him in a fair amount of movies, but I don't know if it was movies where he was, like, necessarily a big star of the movie besides, like, Platoon, which it's been, many years since I've seen that. So, glad to get this one. Get into a little Tom Berenger. And then the grand finale. I think I've shared about most of the ones that they have there for the Scream Factories, but this is in a different section. It's just a little square section, and very few stores, for some reason, get this section. And that particular store just happens to be one that does. So if your store, and this is not what I'm showing off now, but if your store got this Omen set, they will probably get this set that I'm about to show you. So if they got this, I believe they'll get that because they're in the same section. But very few stores get these. And it is the Fly Collection. The Fly Collection. And the reason why this was such a good find was because it was $40. And this, you can't find this. I don't think you can find this for less than like $60 online. So $40 is a really good beer me. And a lot of Walmarts just don't have it. I mean, I've talked to some other people, and they've looked at Walmarts around them. You can use the Walmart Brick Seek and see if your Walmart carries it. Very few do. There are 2 Walmarts somewhat near me that do. The one is a Walmart that I've actually never been in before. It's I think it's like an hour drive, and it's in an area where it's not like, they don't really have other stores, too many other stores and stuff. It's kind of like I don't know if it's a small town or what, but I just never go out that way, quite frankly. But I was really glad to get this one. It is a nice set. I do already own like the original Fly, the Fly remake, but this has got more special features. I might even, like, there's the Curse of the Fly and the Return of the Fly. I think I might have one of those on DVD, but I definitely didn't have Fly 2 at all on DVD or Blu-ray. And I definitely didn't have Curse of the Fly or Return of the Fly. I'm not sure. So I was glad to get this one. Lots of special features, commentaries, nice box. Now when I got there, they had 2 copies. They had this one in the front and another one in the back. And I kind of, you know, I wanted to make sure I got the one that was in better condition. And I looked at the other one, and it actually was like, it had like a tear right here, which is kind of surprising because this is a pretty, it's not like flimsy, like it's a pretty sturdy cardboard slip box here. And you can see I left the plastic on it to kind of protect it. But really glad to finally be able to get this one. I've been checking BrickSeek every day. For some reason with these Shout Scream Factory sets, it seems like there's like little scratches, like I showed you guys with the Candyman, which I ended up exchanging. And then there was kind of like an issue with that disc too, and then the Omen set, a couple of the discs had just little faint scratches. And then with this one, I see on the original Fly, there's a scratch on it. I'm not gonna it's just a lot of work to go and exchange stuff and all that crap. It's nothing that's gonna affect the disc, but I am OCD about discs, and I don't like that scratch being there. But it seems like there's something with Scream Factory where, actually, I find Blu-rays in general more. When I first started getting Blu-rays, when they first came out, you would never open one, and it would even have a small scratch. But over the last few years, it seems like there's a lot more of these ones that have little scratches on them. So I don't know what's going on. Quality control getting worse. I don't know. What I have here is a chicken bone broth, good for digestion and stuff. And so I've been drinking this every morning due to digestion issues, unfortunately. But a little bone broth there, not coffee. So I think that's all we have to share for Walmart. Let's move on to the Target Buy 2 Get 1 sale. This sale is now over. And I do quite a bit of looking around, researching for these and figuring out what to get. And I put a fair amount of time into it. And you can find some deals. Generally, it's usually not like super amazing deals, but sometimes. So let's take a look and see what I got from the Target Buy 2 Get 1. You know, your method needs to be finding ones that are really within a similar price range. And I did that with a few. So let's see what I got here. I got Aniara here. And part of the reason I got this, honestly, is because this has an Arrow UK release that I've kind of wanted to get. It's just never been really in the right price range. And it's harder to get those now for around the $10 that I kind of go for, $10-11, because they've increased the shipping quite a bit. So I decided to go ahead and get the magnet one. This was $13, and then with the Buy 2 Get 1, it brings it down to like $9 something. But it looks like a pretty good movie. I believe it's Swedish, and it's like a sci-fi one. So this is one I wanted to get. It is a magnet, so maybe you'll see this at Dollar Tree by the end of the year. I hope not. I'll cry. Along with that, another $13 one. Let's see. I don't know where I put it. I thought it would be in this stack, but apparently not. Actually, these are Target Buy 2 Get 1 also. PMac, you should have got organized before you made this video. Easier said than done. This was a good price at $13. I know people have been picking it up at Walmart for that price, but for $13 and buy two, get one, it turned into a beer me. It is The Stand here, Stephen King's The Stand. Now, I hear the Blu-ray isn't excellent of this. I do have the DVD, and I don't know if this is a huge upgrade. I would think that it would be a fair amount better, but I don't know. So to get this for under $10, like $9 or whatever, I thought that was a pretty good deal. It is only on one disc. They did include the slipcover, which is in pretty good condition now. The problem with this was there was like a, you can see that right there. That's the paper, not the plastic. But the plastic got damaged in the paper insert there, and I put it in a different case, like a better case, so you can still see it, but you know this plastic isn't damaged, so it looks quite a bit better. And I just didn't feel like going through the process of, because their return thing is not like Amazon, where Amazon will just send it to you before they get it back. Target, you got to send it, they receive it, and then they send you another one, and it's going to take forever, and it's kind of a pain. I don't really like doing it that way. Then I got to keep track of, oh, did they get it? And then did they ship me out another one yet? It's too much. So I guess I'm just going to keep this kind of damaged item, but it's not too big of a deal. And then, you know, this is all on one disc. You would think, you know, this would kind of need two discs because it's 5 hours and 59 minutes. And, you know, Paramount prices, they tend to keep their stuff, you know, fairly pricey. I think when this came out, I think this thing was like $25-30 when it first came out. It seemed like an awful lot. Another one that I got in that price range is a Vinegar Syndrome. I believe it was about the same price as Vinegar Syndrome had it for during their sale, and it was buy two, get one, so several dollars cheaper with that deal. Dolomite. And I think there was another blaxploitation one that I wanted, but Target did not have it anymore. So I forget which one that is, but this is another blaxploitation movie. I tend to find these movies pretty fun. So glad to get this for, I think it ended up being around 10. What else did old PMac get? Oh, this stack here. Oh, that's an Amazon one. These ones were a little bit cheaper. So I got a pretty new one. I can't remember if I showed this off already. I don't think I did. A pretty new one. This was only $10 and then buy two, get one. So it ends up being like, I think, less than $7 after tax. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Not necessarily a movie that I was super duper excited to see, but at that price, I mean, you're getting it for like a Black Friday price, I would say, you know, getting it for less than $7. So I'll get it for that price. I'll beer myself. Other ones in the $10 price range, I got Final Score here. Maybe paid a little bit more for this than I should have, but I saw that Dave Bautista, Ray Stevenson, Pierce Brosnan were in it. Sounded like kind of a decent action movie, and so I decided to go ahead and snag it up. Up next, we have, I do have this on DVD, but it is ACOD. I think this probably ended up being about 5 or 6. And it did have the digital code, and it's a Paramount code, so it will redeem through both Vudu and iTunes, and that kind of put me over the hump with it because I could use it both ways. From 2013, 87 minutes, and looks like kind of a silly comedy there, starring Adam Scott, Richard Jenkins, Amy Poehler, Jessica Alba, Jane Lynch. Quite a comedy cast there. Around the same price, so I think this ended up being about $6 after tax. I got Inside Man Most Wanted with Slippy Dippy. Another one of those like straight to video sequels, But looks like it might be pretty fun. Decided to go ahead and snag it up at that price. A Ryan Gosling, Nicholas Ruffin, or whatever his name is, movie. The guy who did Drive, and I think he did that movie with the couple models there that Dollar Tree was getting in. I can't remember it. But I got Only God Forgives. I've never really been able to find this for a good deal. And, you know, Drive's a pretty good movie. He got that. He uses a lot of, like, the purple color and stuff in his movies and apparently artwork. But this was, I think this was about 7 or 8 in Buy Two Get One. So it ended up, again, being around, I think, like, less than 6. I thought that was a pretty good price. I don't know that I've seen it that cheap before. And then I got a Criterion here. Now, this one was about 20 with the deal. And I can't even remember what I ordered with this, quite honestly. It is a Dry White Season Criterion. A big reason why I got it is because it has Donald Sutherland. I do try to get all the Donald Sutherland movies I can get. I enjoy some Donald Sutherland, although he is kind of a creepy fella. From 1989, 106 minutes. Of course, it's a Criterion, so it's got the booklet. And it's about the same price as it would have been if I got it during the Barnes & Noble sale. So, went ahead and grabbed it from Target. Oh, I also got this one. This is a Scream Factory called Screamers, starring Peter Weller. Sounds like a fun sci-fi movie here with Peter Weller. I've heard pretty mixed things about it. Probably more so negative, but some very positive stuff about this one also. And let me see if I can find it. Now, there is a sequel to that one, and I think this is out of print. I looked into it a little bit. This actually seems to be pretty hard to find, and this is like I found this at Dollar Tree one time. Screamers here. The sequel called The Hunting. And it actually sounds like it's a decent straight-to-video movie. Like, again, it doesn't get, like, glowing reviews, but, you know, as good as you can kind of imagine for a straight-to-video, you know, sci-fi thing. This is a Canadian release. I don't think that this got a U.S. Blu-ray, but I looked into it, and I think this was selling for, like, 30-something on Amazon. So it's cool that I found that at Dollar Tree. You can find some gems. I wonder if I found another copy of that at Dollar Tree's. I'm thinking that I only found one, but then in thinking about it, it's like, did I see that again and pass on it because I already got it? That would have been one to buy again. And make a few bones on. Okay. Do we have any more from the Target Buy Two Get One? There might be some scattered in here. Let me just take a look. Oh, I actually did a transaction in store. Oh, we got a few more here. This is another online one. This was $6, so it was really cheap with the Buy Two Get One with the code. Speed Kills. I've heard that this movie starring John Travolta is horrible, but if I can get a movie for like $4 with the code, I'm usually gonna do it if it's anything up my alley. And then I got this Hunger Games 4-movie collection, and it had pictured like the nice 4-movie collection with you know, all the discs, and I think it has Jennifer Lawrence on it, but it has like the white artwork. That's what was pictured, and I got this crap. It's 2 discs, 2 movies per disc, so the picture is wrong on the item page. I mean, I do get the digital code with it, which I'll still probably make a little bit of money back, but it's pretty lame though that you know, they put the picture of the not actual item in there. Okay, but anyway, I'm not gonna complain about that too much. Not that big of a deal. I'm probably not even gonna complain to them. It's not even really worth my time. I went in the store though, and I took a shot at price matching and doing the Buy Two Get One, and it worked. But I didn't really. I mean, there's just not that much in the store. Probably the main thing that I wanted here was It Chapter 2, because at $10 plus buy 2 get 1, this is a really nice deal. I only watched part of this movie, and I only watched part of the movie because I didn't really like it, but I might have just not been in the mood for it also. So I need to give it another chance. I wasn't that patient that day. 169 minutes. This is a long mofo. And it's 3 discs. It has two Blu-rays. And it has 1 movie Blu-ray, 1 bonus feature Blu-ray, and then the DVD. So this is, has a little heft to it. Nice deal to get for around, I think it ends up being less than $7 after tax. I also price matched this movie called The Kitchen. I looked into it a little bit more after I got it, and I was like, I don't know if I really even wanted that movie for that price, but for like $7 after tax with the code, I mean it's a pretty good bargain. And then I got this was $9, so this ended up being the free one. I don't know if I'm going to keep this at that price, because you can get this pretty easily for around $7, so not really that great of a bargain. Breaking In, starring Gabrielle Union, just one that I was looking for it for around $5 at some point, but so I might actually return that one. I don't know. That's why I haven't opened it yet. Okay. Amazon also does a thing where they do buy 2 get 1 also when Target does. They just don't include as much. So I got a few things from that. Okay. I got, this was $18 plus buy 2 get 1. The Shining 4K. Not one that was like, I'm not one of these guys that like has to go right out and get these 4K discs. But at that price, I thought it was a pretty nice deal. And what I actually did was that Doctor Who set, the new Doctor Who season 12. I might have it over here actually. This one, Doctor Who season 12. This ended up being part of the deal, so it was $20 and buy 2 get 1. So I was like, well, I already have this, but that's a really good price. So I'm returning my previous copy of this. I can do free returns, I guess, with Prime. So I'm going to return the other one and get this for cheaper. And then I got 2 other movies. So basically, getting a little... I already wanted these, so it was like I might as well get that. I already wanted these other 2 as part of the deal. So got the Slippy for that too. And then one called Mary Magdalene. I feel like I already talked about this a little bit, but maybe not. This is a IFC film, Shout Factory release, 120 minutes. Very interesting to me because Joaquin Phoenix plays Jesus in this movie. That's a pretty interesting one. Rooney Mara plays Mary Magdalene. So I was interested in this one. It was $18. Buy 2, get 1. So, I mean, basically, these were... I had already paid $20 for Doctor Who, so I was already okay with paying that. So in this deal, I basically paid, like, would it be, if my thinking and math is correct, I basically paid like $9 each for these, because they're $18, but I got one of them free. I'd already bought Doctor Who, so basically $9 each on those if you look at it that way. But you can kind of toy with your mind in that sense. We're actually we're almost a half hour, and I still have a lot of stuff. I had seen this at Walmart for $10, and it hasn't went below $10, and I would find it without slipcovers. And I said, if I find this at a store with a slipcover, I might have to go ahead and snag this baby up. So I did just that. It is Cold Pursuit here with Liam Neeson. I did watch part of this movie already, and I thought it was pretty decent. It will get below $10 at some point, but I don't know. It probably won't have the slipcover at that point. I decided to just go ahead and get it. It does have a fairly nice looking slipcover, like kind of a glossy. This is a Lionsgate one, though. I don't know why this one hasn't dropped cheaper. Like, even on Black Friday, it was still might have been 10 or more than 10. I can't remember. Let's take a look. Oh, there's some I forgot from the Target buy two get one. I got Johnny English. This was a $10 one, so drop it down to like $7. Not the greatest deal. And I do already have this on DVD, and I watched it recently, so I'm not 100% sure what I was thinking when I got this. I mean, it's a pretty decent price. I guess I was thinking I probably wouldn't find it for much cheaper. But it wasn't necessarily one that I needed right away. I'm kind of surprised that this isn't one that I've been able to find at like Dollar General and stuff like that. Seems it's kind of like an older Universal Blu-ray, but so I paid like $7 for that. That little more than usual, but what can you do? What else do I got here? Jeez, I got stuff on the floor I still gotta show. I don't know. Who the heck knows? I found a couple at Dollar Tree, another Dollar Tree. Don't judge me. I got Gossip Girl here. Gossip Girl, Season 1. I like Blake Lively. She's good. But, you know, a whole TV show, over 1,000 minutes for $1. I decided I'd go ahead and snag it up. And then I got Vengeance, starring Nicolas Cage. This one actually sounds like it could be pretty decent. Kind of a thriller type of thing. Don Johnson's in this, too. All-star cast. Vengeance, starring my man, Nick Cage. He's not really my man. I got a lot of used stuff. Let's take a look at what I got. From Goodwill, the Goodwill near work, I got the Smurfs 2 with the digital code, which I have to take out. I do already have this movie. I don't think I have the slipcover. So for $3 with the slipcover and the code, I mean, that's fine by me. It's actually kind of a nice slippy too. And I do have to make sure that I have this same thing. I'm pretty sure I do. And then this was another movie that I thought I had, but it wasn't scanned into my collection. The Vow with slipcover. So I'm not 100% sure if I have this one or if I was confusing it with another movie. I don't know. This did come with the digital code and the slipcover for $3. So that was a good deal. I'm still curious if I have that. I have to dig through my stuff. Found a few other kind of cool ones. My Dog Skip for $2. I haven't really found this one for a good price and good condition. I got another copy of Rose Red, which I found at that same Goodwill earlier this year. This copy looks to be in better physical condition. I think the disc of the other one was fine. The discs of the other one might actually be better than the discs of this one, but I think they just had some stuff that had to be wiped off, so that will be simple enough. And I think that sells online for $30-ish, so I'm looking to sell that one. Now this is a really interesting movie. This one apparently just came out. I think this just came out in like March. I mean, it says 2019, but I think the Blu-ray just came out this year. It is Abigail with Slippy. This is a DVD. It's out from Well Go. And this is a very interesting one because I was looking into this movie a little bit, and it is about like a pandemic, which sounds like it ends up being not what the government says it is and not what these people are told. And it just was put out on video right around in March, right around when all that stuff started. Very interesting, and it also has magical elements to it, like there's magical components. I believe this is a Russian movie, and they're actually like, they use kind of the guise of an illness to take and control people with magical powers. It's interesting that they're putting that in a movie, but we're not going to get too much into that. And then I got a Martin Scorsese movie called The Age of Innocence. I did since find out that this had a Criterion Collection release, but this is an anamorphic widescreen DVD. I'll take this for $2 over the $20 Blu-ray at this point, unless I love the movie or something. It's 138 minutes, and you know, it's pretty nice. I believe that the disc was in good condition. It does have, It's not like totally mint. It looks like it's got some stuff that'll wipe off, and maybe some scuffs that won't. But it's in good condition for how old it is. And then another movie that does have a Blu-ray, but it appears to be out of print. Anatomy here. This is with what's her face, Franca Potent, who's actually in some pretty good stuff. Franca Potent, she's in some pretty good stuff. Run Lola Run, I think, is the one that I remember, but she's been in some other stuff too, including that Tom Hardy TV show, really good one. The name of it eludes me right now, but a really, really good one that Echo Bridge put out. So this was in good condition, and I snagged that for $2. Okay. Moving on. I got some Big Lot stuff. We still do have some more used stuff. But I got Kung Fu Yoga. This was $2.50 plus 20% off, so like $2 for that. Was a pretty good deal. It was clear. It was $5 down to $2.50, and then I got 20% off. And then I got Mr. Selfridge Season 2 and Mr. Selfridge Season 3. Now, these Big Lot seasons, I don't know what's going on with them, but this Season 2, I bought it, I went out to my car, I checked it. The first two had they have this like weird condensation on them that I think it's like some of it's inside the disc. So I went back in, disc 1 and 2 had it, there's 3 discs in here, so I went back in, told the girl, exchanged it. Go out to my car, I should have just checked it then. I go out to my car, disc 1's fine, disc 2's fine, and then disc 3 has it for this one. And I'm like, I am not going back in there again to switch out disc 3. I look like a frickin' whack job. I guess I'm just going to cut my losses, but Season 3, there's probably really going to be issues with it, because with that condensation thing, a lot of times there is an actual issue with the disc. I'm not sure if I can show it to you, but DVDs get this, DVDs get this crap on them, and then I try wiping it off and it scratches up a little bit. Kind of irritating, but I wasn't going back in there again. I was already like, no, I'm not. And then Season 3 was fine. So, got a few things at Big Lots, more than I thought I was going to get. I actually stopped at the Goodwill there in Batavia after I got the Fly collection. And there's never anything at that frickin'... It's a horrible Goodwill. I've only bought stuff from there like a few times. And it's always only one item, but I kind of hit the jackpot this time. Nothing that great, but I hit the jackpot. These are now, I thought they were going to be $1 each, because that's what they used to be, but they raised their price to $1.50. They really don't get in much that's any good. But I did decide to get Julie and Julia. I had owned this in the past, and I sold it for a few bucks, but for $1.50, I'll grab it again on Blu-ray. It's actually a decent movie. Like, I didn't dislike the movie. I just didn't really think I had to have it in my collection back then, when I could kind of get my money back for it. But for $1.50, snag it again. And then I do have this on DVD, but I will grab it on Blu-ray with the digital code. Life of Crime here, starring Jennifer Aniston, Isla Fisher, Will Forte, Tim Robbins, some other people. I don't know who these people are. So I don't really know much about this movie, but for that with the code, that's a beer me. This one is called Dummy here. I got this mostly because Adrian Brody's in it. It actually got pretty good reviews. Mila Jovovich is also in it. Vera Farmiga, who I like, especially when she was younger. And then this is a movie I've actually wanted for a little while here. Almost bought the UK Blu-ray of it, but I decided to get the DVD for $1.50. Small Soldiers. It was in excellent condition, directed by Joe Dante from 1998. 109 minutes. I've never seen this movie and never owned this movie. Kirsten Dunst is in it, Jay Moore, Dennis Leary, Phil Hartman, Frank Langella. So it's got quite the cast. Probably a fair amount of those might be like voice cast, but I was surprised that this was in mint condition. So snag it. And then at the pawn shop there in that same area, I found a few goodies there too. And a hair, apparently. I got Horns with Daniel Radcliffe. This one's kind of a beat-up copy on the outside anyway. I think the disc was fine. I actually watched part of this movie. It was on like Amazon Prime Video or something. Yeah, the disc looks mostly good. And it actually seemed like a pretty interesting movie. I was enjoying it. But I was at like somebody else's house and I didn't finish it. This looked like a Filipino movie. Actually pretty good like thriller. Got good reviews and stuff. Graceland. This is a Draft House Films movie. So for $1, I will snag that from 2012, 84 minutes. This one is I don't even know. I don't even know who put this out. There's a bunch of stuff on the back. Lightyear, Dark Matter, I don't know. Screen Australia, so this is an Australian one. Goldstone, another movie that got pretty good reviews and seemed like something I probably wouldn't find again. It was like from a rental store, but actually in really good condition, so I snagged that. And then I believe I got the first VHS at Dollar Tree on DVD. I wanted the Blu-ray but couldn't find it. I did see VHS 2 here on DVD from the pawn shop. Now this one I believe the disc has some weird, it almost looks like an ink or something on the label side. I don't know, it's something that I'm going to have to clean up. But the other side, I believe the other side of the disc was in good condition, so I don't know what the heck they got on that, but I'll have to get some rubbing alcohol and stuff and clean that up. Okay, so I showed off all those. Holy crap, over 40 minutes. I don't think I showed off what Mariann got me yet, and then I do have some more Goodwill stuff, so we are almost done. YouTuber Mariann, the Goyhunter, I have a link to her videos down below. She's been hoarding. She's been putting up the hoarding videos. She was gracious enough to send me a package. You know, I think as thanks kind of as for shouting her out and things like that. But I told her some things I was looking for from Dollar Tree, and she found a few of them for me. So I appreciate that. And do check out her channel because she snags up quite a bit of stuff. So pretty cool. And here's what she sent me. So 10,000 BC. This is a movie that I've never owned on Blu-ray or DVD. I don't think. Do I have the... I kind of is saying that I remember seeing the DVD of this at a flea market, but I can't remember if I ended up getting it or not. But I'm glad to have the Blu-ray of it. Looks like kind of a decent popcorn movie. I asked her to get me this one also if she found it. Power Kids, which I have on DVD, but now I have on Blu-ray. Another Dollar Tree one. Outrage. I was glad that she found this one for me. This looks like a good one. Another one that I do have on DVD, but now I have on Blu-ray. Takeshi Kitano. Another cool magnet one. Storage 24. I could not find this one where I live. Looks like it's some sort of monster or something. Predator going after these people. That looks like a pretty intense. And then I asked her to get me this Tekken, and I was confused because I thought maybe I had this, but here's why I was confused if I can find it again. I do actually have it. This is an Echo Bridge one that she sent me. So I thought I didn't have it, but I have this one. It has the slip cover, and then it looks like this. So this is like a different company put this out. Same movie. And I have no idea which one's better. This was out from like Crystal Sky. I mean, I would probably go with the non-Echo Bridge, but who knows? I don't know. Got kind of a nice slippy on that one. So, I guess I didn't really need this Tekken movie after all. She sent me a couple that she threw in. I didn't know that she was going to be throwing these in, just extra little gifts, which was very nice of her. Spider-Man Far From Home 4K. If I didn't already have this, that would have been awesome. I do already have it, but I can, sell the code and stuff, which is what I'm getting out now. Good movie, good Spider-Man movie. I liked it more than the first one they did there with these two. So, you got Got the Blu-ray and DVD in there. And then this is a cool one. She sent me a Well Go one, which I do not own. Eastern Bandits. Looks like a good one. Don't know anything about it, but it looks like an entertaining... it looks like a Western. Like an Asian Western. 107 minutes from 2012. Looks like it's Chinese. That's a cool one there. So thank you very much, Mariann. I am really glad to get these ones. I certainly was not able to find any of those. They just weren't in the area. So that is awesome. Again, check out her channel, Mariann, the Goyhunter. She's hoarding. She's worth watching. And she's getting herself some deals. And I think we only have a little bit left. I got some more Goodwill stuff. For $2, I found the Skulls Trilogy. I do already have the first Skulls. I wanted this one. I've wanted this one, actually. Not that the two other movies are like anything great or anything, but I did want them. And the disc is in pretty good condition. It's got a couple scratches, but, you know, finding this out in the wild used, I mean, you're probably, it's going to be hard to find a mint one. And I think that the Skulls disc might have actually been mint. It's pretty close. Again, it's pretty close. It's a little bit better than the other disc, but that was good. And then I decided to grab the Bonfire of the Vanities, which I have seen a few times at Goodwill. And the case of this is not great, but I think the disc was. The disc... Oh, there's a few scratchies there. But the disc is in really good shape for like how old this DVD is. There's just a few scratches there. Should be fine. You never know where people like store their discs either, like, because I see like some kind of a weird little thing inside the disc, so you never know. It might not work, but for $2 I'll snag it. I think this one actually has a Blu-ray from Warner Brothers. And then I found this Elvis collection. Now I'm not like big into Elvis movies or anything like that, but for $3, this has got 6 Elvis movies, which I don't have any of them. I don't, like I said, I don't really have many, if any, Elvis movies. So I got Jailhouse Rock, Viva Las Vegas, It Happened at the World's Fair, Speedway, Spin Out, Harem, Scarum. Still sealed, $3. You beer yourself some Elvis. And then... if you've already seen my Vinegar Syndrome haul and you don't feel like, you know, seeing it again, you know, this is probably the time to move on. Man, this is a long video. I can't believe I bought this much stuff. But I am going to show those off again. And just with Vinegar Syndrome, really good company. They do a better job with stuff than like a Scream Factory. Scream Factory obviously gets more mainstream titles. But you can find some decent movies within what Vinegar Syndrome has. You can also find some sleazy trash. So keep those things in mind. Now, I did get the one that was damaged, Savage Dawn. And before I emailed them about Savage Dawn, which you can see the damage there. I mean, it's right there. Like, it's obvious. And there's a little spot there, too. This is actually like a hand-numbered limited edition. I wanted to check everything else to make sure I didn't have any other issues before I sent them an email. And it was good that I did, because Christmas Evil, the Blu-ray and the DVD have scratches on them. And they're like fairly noticeable scratches. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it here. They're too thin, but they both have scratches. And so I included that in my email. So I'm hoping to be able to get replacements, like in exchange for both of those. The rest of them were fine. Let's take a look at the non-slip covers. So Christmas Evil, we got Raw Force, which I've heard is a fun one. The Corruption of Chris Miller, which probably, as far as the movie, this is the movie that interested me the most out of these. Because it's a Giallo, and I enjoy Giallos, and it got pretty good reviews. I actually re-looked into reviews for these yesterday while I had some time. And I was kind of excited. Like, I was like, I picked like a really solid batch of Vinegar Syndrome movies, because a lot of them just get horrible reviews and just aren't considered that good at all. Like, for the most part, these are considered pretty solid. So I was pretty happy with that. Graduation Day, again considered to be a pretty good slasher type movie. Glad to get that one. Then we move on to the slipcover ones. We got Dominique here about, I believe, a wife who passes away, and then she like haunts her husband, and you know, I'm not totally sure if she's really dead or not. I haven't watched the movie. Then we got Wonder Woman, which sounds like just a kind of just a no holds barred, entertaining action movie with nudity and all this stuff. You know, just kind of sounds like kind of a grindhousey, sleazy, but entertaining movie set in the Philippines. So I grabbed that one and glad I got it. Olivia, this sounds like a pretty good movie. I looked into this a little bit more, and I was glad that I snagged that. I mean, I looked into them before too, but I just kind of reminded myself, and glad that I got Olivia. Sounds like a good one. Demonoid, one of the early releases, but I got one with a slipcover, which I don't know if this one's going to be up my alley, but you know, I can sell it if I want. Berserker here, slasher, considered to be a pretty decent slasher. And The Passing. This actually sounds like a really interesting movie. I probably won't be as good as it sounds, but we'll see. The slipcover, though, is excellent. This is probably my favorite out of all these. Really nice. This movie sounded like one of the more interesting ones to me. Right up there with Chris Miller there. Decoder here has to do with like... with kind of a mind control type of thing. It sounded like, subliminal messages and stuff, which, these companies do studies how to put subliminal messages in, not only advertisements, but movies, music, TV. And then Deadline, which again, I looked into this one. Blu-ray.com gave the movie 4 out of 5, and I looked into it a little bit more. I think this will be a pretty good one too. So I'm really happy with what I got from Vinegar Syndrome. If I could go back and do it again, would I have snagged Rad? Yes, because I mean the value of the thing went up so high that even if I just wanted to sell it, it would have been worth grabbing it. So yeah, I don't know why I didn't get it. I think it was like $25 or $30, and I was like, eh. But with how limited it was and how popular it was, like it should have been one that I grabbed. It didn't make sense to pass on it. Live and learn. If you have the option to hoard or not hoard, you just gotta hoard. Just kidding. But in that instance, yes. So thanks for sticking to the end. If you stuck to the end of this video and watched the Vinegar Syndrome stuff again, let me know in the comments that you are such a PMacMovies fan that you stuck towards the end, even though you already saw the Vinegar Syndrome haul. That is an accomplishment, and I appreciate that. And thanks for watching. Let me know what you've been snagging up lately. Holy crap, this was a lot of shit. I can't believe it. But I hope you have a nice weekend, and I will see you guys next time on PMacMovies.